Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be rebuilding an outdoor bench. So I made a set of benches several years ago that were both straight, and I found that most times I would have them arranged in an L-shaped configuration. So I figure it's high time that I make an actual proper corner bench. So that's what this video is going to be about, and I will have plans eventually, just maybe not immediately when this video is uploaded. So there were some lessons learned along the way, and I'm going to take some time to do the plans properly. So yeah, if you're new here, my name is Jeremy. I'm an industrial designer by training, public servant by day, and a passionate maker by night and on the weekends. And yeah, today we're gonna make a bench video. And if you like this kind of content, and I don't like calling these content, just if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more of this type of stuff, building things, learning about design, and applying design to your projects, please subscribe, and you know, I'll have more stuff along the way. So enough of that, and let's get to her. So. As you saw in the start of the video, I dismantled one of my old benches, so I really only had to purchase 3 additional deck boards and then 2 more 8-foot 2x4s. Alright, so the idea here is to mark the diagonal in the middle of all 3 boards, where the center one will remain the center board, and then that basically gives a short section and a long section on 2 of the boards. So basically, the back will have the 2 long sections, so this piece, and the front will have the 2 short sections, this piece and this piece. As you can see, I do not have a sliding compound miter saw, just a regular compound miter saw, so that makes cutting some of these boards a little bit more challenging because the blade won't cut through the entire width of the board. So midway through, I need to essentially do a little rejig of the saw and flip the board over. And yeah, maybe one day I'll eventually invest in a sliding miter saw, but until that day comes, I've just got to continue using the tools that I've got. Now that the miters are done, I'm going to create a frame section for the corner piece. So essentially where those 2 boards line up, I want to have a frame underneath to support them. So I'm going to use the old frame sections as a template for this, minus the back piece. I'm going to do those in a different way. But overall, I'm going to try to maintain this similar structure, essentially just to hold the pieces up in position. So I'll get that built, and then once that's assembled, I'll be able to put these on the 2 edges, get the whole bench up, and then figure out where the backrests are going to go. So that's the plan. Measuring the diagonal of the corner section will give me the overall dimension I need to use to build the support structure for that corner. Otherwise, the rest of the dimensions are being pulled from my other benches, and that just maintains design consistency between this new bench and the old ones. My current miter saw setup doesn't have the fancy T-tracks that some other more developed setups have, so if I need to make repetitive cuts, I need to resort to an old block and a C-clamp. It's all to say, just use what you've got around the shop to make your life as easy as you can. And yes, sure, some instances a good tool or a specific tool will make the job easier, but you know, otherwise just still try to get the ultimate goal achieved with, you know, the tools at hand. Okay, so this feels a little bit like cheating, using the old frame structures to basically align and you know, fasten the new ones here. But hey, I got one built already, so I might as well use it. One thing to note is that the original bench used a single 8-foot length 2x4 for each of the support structures, and the corner section of this will need more than that, basically more than a single length. So It'll make a little bit more sense in the mock-up, but effectively there's going to be two backrests on this one piece instead of a single backrest. So yeah, I was trying to make it a little bit more economical and reduce waste in the original model. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that in this one. But yeah, I think the solution still works well. All right, so I've got this backrest mocked up kind of where I want it. So what I'm going to do is disassemble the bench, get this up onto my workbench, and then cut some pieces to fill in and secure the two backrests. Sort of similar fashion to that. All right, so took some measurements so that I can lay everything out and then make the other pieces. There's an easier way to do this. I know CAD. Okay, so I don't know why I wasn't thinking of this before, but yeah, popping this into 3D modeling software, I'm able to get accurate dimensions and a cut list. So I'm going to build this instead of whatever I was doing here before. There we go. So essentially I just drew a line all the way around where I want everything to cut so that when I line it up on the chop saw, I should have a nice, at least visual. I'm marking a little X on the side I want to cut off. All right, bring this over the chop saw. All right, not too bad. A little bit burnt on this side, but I think that'll be all right. So this is going to be the piece that's going to hold the two angle backrests. So yeah, the only sort of complicated cut, I guess you can say. Everything else is pretty well either one angle or just straight. So all right, so I've got the frame. I'm going to remove this back piece. I'm going to keep the top, the front, and then the bottom. The bottom should have been cut a little bit longer, or shorter, I should say, but I'm going to just keep the back end on for now. And yeah, so I'll reassemble all this into a new corner back frame. Now, in building this, I suppose it just ends up being a lot of problem solving along the way. So this is the first time that I built a bench like this with this type of corner piece, and I spent a lot of time just figuring things out as I went. And honestly, I'm not sure if this makes for the best video to show sort of the thinking process, or if I should have built this completely from start to finish off camera and then decided to make a literal step-by-step tutorial. But I just think it's a good representation of how a lot of folks get on with their own projects, you know, working through the problems, trying different things, failing, learning, you know, it's all part of the process. And this is generally how I tackle projects, you know, just diving right in and adjusting and iterating along the way. Like midway through this, I decided, you know, I think this might not be a bad idea for CAD. And, I just started figuring it out as I went. And I don't know, that's the beauty of YouTube. It's that if and when you encounter a problem, there's this incredible resource that's literally at your fingertips where you can find other people that have maybe come across a similar issue or problem and they've managed to solve it. And then they share that. I mean, or just to get inspired to make something, right? Like there's a lot of stuff out there. So yeah, I don't know, like just do it. Go make something, get out there and build. Use your hands. You'll learn, you'll have fun. It's a good stress reliever. And yeah, I mean, if you get stuck, you can always come back to YouTube. But I don't know. Just got to make stuff. All right, after adding some additional clamps and my trusty basketball clamp, I think I found a solution to hold these backrests in place. I'll show you on the other side. All right, so we've got our miter surface here. Take the backrest, align it to that, and now what you can use is actually an offcut that was from cutting these mitered surfaces. Now basically, if you align that onto the exterior, because of the angle of the cut that's placed against the backrest here, you're going to have a parallel surface from the back of the backrest to basically this offcut. And it's not perfect, it's not going to hold forever, but at least it'll give you a chance to put some decent clamping pressure on there to drive a screw. So just pop this on, clamp it in place. And then drive that screw in. Make sure the bottom's flat. And just readjust a little bit here on the bottom. There you go. I'm going to put the upper screw in. All right, the last thing I got to attach is the bottom legs underneath. In retrospect, I probably should have done this before I attached them to the top, but here we are. So what I'm going to do is just kind of clamp these in place and then flip this whole unit over. And there we are. Nice little corner frame. It's raining outside, so I can't assemble this just yet. Alright, okay, now we're done. Time to go over some lessons learned from this project. So, yeah, the first one that I found was to balance planning and doing. So this project was a long time coming, and I think I put it off for too long because I didn't feel like I had the right plan or the right design going into it. So yeah, this should have happened a long time ago. So so if you plan something, don't wait until it's perfect. Just try it and do it. The second one is that CAD isn't perfect, and it'll get you close, it'll get you some great dimensions and things like that, but it doesn't account for you know, variance in wood, twists in boards, things like that. So sometimes you have to deal with that, and having a good plan is a great start, but then actually building it and expecting to encounter some changes along the way. So hands-on approach is super valuable. So yeah, that's, I think, about it for this one. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and and if you like this, come back for more. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna be making. Is that shaking? Yeah, that's shaking. All right, just wait until you're calmed down. All right. Okay, so in today's video, I'm gonna be making a bench.